Welcome back. So we're playing a just for fun type deck today. It's a little janky, but it is actually pretty fun to play. It's good at catching opponents by surprise because they don't really know what you're going to do, and when you do it, it's pretty fun. So the deck revolves around one ability I've got on two creatures here. You can see with the Hero of the Pride, whenever we cast a spell that targets Hero of the Pride, creatures you control get +1/+0, and it's also here on the Hero of Nyxborn. So the objective of the deck is go wide, lots of small creatures, play some instants or sorceries that target Hero of Nyxborn or the Cat of the Pride, make our guys big, smash face. So to go with that, to make our deck wide, we've got a couple 1-drops. Haazda Marshal. Once we get the 3 creatures, we're getting wider and wider. Healer's Hawk is just a pretty solid 1-drop. Flying, lifelink, not bad. Anax is great for giving us basically a second turn. So if we go all in, we use some spell to keep some key creatures alive. We can come back and attack with them again next turn and get one more trigger, hopefully, to try and get through. Legion Warboss giving you a goblin each turn, pretty strong. And Tajic Legion's Edge, just a really strong 3-drop. A little bit of protection, preventing non-combat damage to all the other creatures we control. Luminous Broodmoth, if this comes down, it prevents board wipe effectively. And Cavalier of Flames, if this guy comes down, we're able to untap. That's going to be game because its first ability, all creatures get +1/+0 in haste. It's allowing us to push through a lot of damage with a wide deck. Feather the Redeemer is really a great card in this deck because we're going to have instants and sorceries that are targeting these creatures. So the ability to reuse those is pretty key. In terms of those instants and sorceries, we got Fight as One, which is probably the strongest card we have in here, especially since it targets a human and non-human, if I have both. And luckily, Hero is a cat soldier, and the Hero is a human. So if we can target both of them with one spell, that's really strong. Light of Hope, there's a lot of enchantments that we might need to deal with, but also being able to give a creature +1/+1 counter is pretty good. And maximize velocity if we need to give something +1/+1 and haste. And Jumpstart allows us to play that again from the graveyard if we need to. All right, so let's get some games in and see how we do. Okay, so this looks like a pretty solid keep. We got a turn 1 play here, and a turn 2 play, and if we get a land, a pretty strong turn 3 play. So I think we'll keep this. Definitely taking the damage here. And let's get this Haazda Marshal out. Well, our biggest risk is probably going to be some board wipe. But we're just going to need to play right into that and hope for the best here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure whether it's how the trigger stack, but because this happens, the creature does not come in and attacking when I attack with it, so we don't get the trigger, which is unfortunate. Ooh. Land would have been great, but that's all right. We can get in anyway. And we get a second Marshal down. So we're definitely extending pretty far here, really putting some pressure on him. In these colors, I'm not expecting much in the way of board wipe. Potentially, well, if he gets one more land, we could see an extinction event. If he comes into play tapped. Okay, Risen Reef. So we got a lot of combat tricks open. I think we just jam in and trade and look to kill the Risen Reef would be ideal here. So let's see if he blocks. No blocks. Great. So hold the Light of Hope in case he's got any remove. Well, it probably won't help me against removal, but let's see what he plays out. Otherwise, we're in a good spot for next turn here. So many creatures out on 2 lands. We've had 2 lands and we've got 4 extra creatures. Ooh, second Resident Reef is pretty good. pretty good. So he's got a lot of land, but he's going to need to do something with that this turn. Blockers are good. Let's see. So we're going to be coming in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to have to. He's going to need to block here. So we only do one Light of Hope. The other option is we come in with the Warboss, and that's going to give us. I think we go in with the Warboss. Unless we were expecting to play into some board wipe. These will all trade if that's the case. You know what? We're just gonna attack in like this and leave the Light of Hope up and see if we can get some profitable trades out of it. Yep. Great. So, and let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unblocked. So not enough to get enough damage through, but let's at least keep one of our marshals alive. Great. So the Legion Warboss, holding him in our hand means if there is some board wipe, we're going to be coming down with some creatures very quickly, right? Following up. We were able to trade most of his board state. I think we are okay with this right now. It does let him untap a land, which is handy. But basically, he's able to make pretty much infinite mana. He's going to need to do something. He's going to need to do something to prevent us from just completely going wider than he can handle. Tanking. Nice. No outs. Too wide. Okay, this looks like a keep. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's a solid keep, but definitely a keep. I think that we'll drop the hawk here first. Marshal's great, but this lets us get some early damage in. And until I get 3 creatures, this guy's not coming online anyway. Well, there goes our Light of Hope. It's about the only thing you can choose. Excellent. Warboss. So he knows what we have, except for the card we drew there, which was the Warboss. Let's get the Marshal down. So what we can do next turn is we can actually start. In both these cases, we should be able to get the Marshal online. I actually will. Ooh, excellent. Pay to 2 life. I think what I want to do is get Tajic down. He's playing some red. I don't know whether that means we've got some burn possibilities, but this will stop him from being able to burn any of our creatures out. Or I guess he can burn that guy out. Okay. We'll get the Hero of Nyxborn down first. This gives us something to target. We can go in with the Hawk because he can't block a flyer. And then we can, if we draw a land, go Warboss with Light of Hope. It's probably going to be the play next turn. Really trying to put him on the back foot here and make him respond. That's fine. And that was basically just him being able to draw a couple cards. Warboss. So let's see. We're going to be going in. So if we're going in, We're going with all three, and he blocks here. I've been able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just attack with these two that have to attack this turn. Then next turn we should get a little more through because we'll be able to attack with the Warboss as well. Yeah, we're just gonna let these trade. I'm gonna let it die. I don't need to let it trade. I think we'll get better value being able to pump up everything than just being able to trade with the Midnight Reaper. Oh, that's annoying. That's very annoying. Okay, so we can go into combat here. And I think we just start swinging with the fences here. We'll pump up the hero. No, can't pump up the hero. We'll pump up the Marshal. It gives us a little more option to Light of Hope. So he's probably gonna need to block. Let's see what his blocks are, and we'll decide whether or not we want to make humans or Light of Hope. Okay. So if I Light of Hope, we'll get through for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we do that. Well, I don't need to do that right now. This will stay alive, so I think that we're actually okay. I'm not going to be able to save the Warboss, so let's go to damage. He'll sack this in response. Yep. We'll resolve both of those. And then we'll look to make a castle. We'll look to use the castle probably end of their turn. Excellent. So end of their turn, we'll make a castle, and then we'll be able to swing in, hopefully, with the hero to pump the team, and that should be enough to win it. He's going to play Obosh. Yeah, we're okay with that. I think that in response, we'll actually, yeah. He saw the writing on the wall. Okay, so this looks like a keep to me. We've got a turn 1 into a turn 2, a couple turn 3s. No interaction for the creatures yet, but we'll hope to draw something. Get the healer down first. Okay, we're against probably a control deck here, just based on their companion there. So, given that we're likely against control deck, I want to anticipate a turn 4 board wipe and kind of play around that. So we'll probably look to make sure we have Anax down before they get to 4 lands. Okay, that gives them a good blocker. We're okay with that. Don't need to attack into the Fate of the Wishes. Yeah, 1/4 is not a bad wall for them right now. I think what we can look to do, though, is we will look to see if we get our other plane, then we can start dropping the feather. That would be ideal. Although I might want to go with the Anax next turn just to give us some interaction. It lets us to start attacking in and getting things back. Oh, Teferi is very annoying. I think it is a bad idea. You just gave me the opportunity to get some creatures back. But I think we will actually play the Anax here, and if we lose creature, that's fine. I'm attacking with 3, even though I needed 2, just so I can get the trigger off the Haazda Marshal. Yeah. So a land would be a great draw here, so that we can drop the Hero of Nyxborn, potentially target it with the Light of Hope, and that should get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, let's definitely pay the 2 life here. Okay, so I can actually go Feather, or I can go Hero of Nyxborn. If I go Hero of Nyxborn, I can swing through for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or I can do Feather. I can go Feather, and then I can look to Light of Hope, and which will come back. Oh no, it won't come back. So we'll drop the Feather, and then we'll do Hero of Nyxborn next turn and look to cycle it, or reuse it. Do I need to attack this turn? No, we'll take this turn off from attacking. Great. The next turn we'll go Hero into Light of Hope. And that should be enough to, if not win, at least get a lot of damage through. And then that will allow us to do it again next turn, likely. Oh boy. Alright, he's probably going for the Anax here. That's fine. That's fine. Play the Hero of Nyxborn. Okay, so let's get all up on in there. And we'll just force him to make some blocks. Sure. And I want to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Target him. That's some good damage. And that comes back. So he needs to board wipe here, and if he does, we're in for a world of hurt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If he wipes the board, we're in for a world of hurt here. But I don't think he's got enough spot removal or bounce to deal with everything I've got on the board, especially knowing I've got the Light of Hope that I can play again. I mean, he can play Yorion here and get another 3 damage on the something. Okay. He's got 4 mana up, so nice! All right. Okay, so closing thoughts on the deck. It's fun to play. It definitely catches them off guard. I don't think this is a super competitive deck, but it's definitely a fun deck to play. And if you're seeing a lot of control decks, it can be very fast. Not too much I would change. I'm not sure Tajic does a lot. He might be better in the sideboard and replacing this with another Legion Warboss or something like that. But all in all, pretty fun deck, and I would say definitely give it a try. So Feather is handy, not a requirement. Other than, and the Luminous Broodmoth, again, handy, not a requirement. Same with Cavalier of Flames. The interaction is mostly with commons and uncommons, so you could definitely get by doing it with as just a common uncommon deck. So I'd say give it a try and have some fun. If you like watching this video, please give it a like, leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to see me play in the future. Otherwise, please subscribe and check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/grandfred, and never miss a video when I post them on Twitter, twitter.com/grandfred. Thanks, and have a good one.